Good morning, children. Now, today we begin with the next part of the lesson, atoms and molecules, and that is chemical reactions. Now, children, this part, chemical reactions, is not there on your textbook, but we are doing it because you need to know how to write reactions so that it is easier for you in standard 10. Okay, so I'm going to basically show you how to write different chemical equations and reactions. Now, a chemical reaction, first of all, is nothing but a process where certain substances are converted into new substances. Now, those substances that take part in the reaction are called reactants. Okay? And the new substance that is formed because of the chemical reaction is nothing but the products. They are called products. So a chemical reaction involves conversion of reactants into products. Now in our daily life, we come across several chemical reactions. Like for example, if you look at iron, this particular reaction, it reacts with oxygen and moisture from the air and it forms iron oxide. Okay, now this is a very simple reaction. Now instead of writing a whole paragraph, iron reacts with oxygen and moisture from the air and it forms rust, which is iron oxide, you can represent it in a short way by using what is called a chemical equation. Okay, now this is a word equation, but in a chemical equation, we use symbols, that's short form, for the reactants and for the products. So we know that a short form for elements like this is a symbol and iron oxide is a compound. So the short form for a compound would be a molecular formula. Okay, so remember that during a chemical reaction, certain substances called reactants are converted into new substances called products. And a short way of representing a chemical reaction is nothing but a chemical equation. So a chemical equation involves the conversion of reactants into products, but in that equation, short forms are used, symbols and molecular formulae are used. Now iron is a solid. Its symbol is Fe. Fe is a solid. Then when you add it to oxygen, oxygen is a molecule, so O2, symbol for oxygen is only O, but oxygen does not exist as an atom, it exists as a molecule, two atoms together. So O2, this is a gas. So gases normally exist as molecules. And then you get iron oxide. Okay, so you get iron 3 oxide. So iron is Fe, valency of iron is 3, oxide is O, valency of oxide is 2. So after you cross multiply, you get Fe2O3. Okay, so iron, that's Fe, reacts with oxygen to give iron oxide again, which is a solid, which is nothing but rust. Is that clear to all of you? So basically this is a chemical equation. Now we have to balance a chemical equation so that it is in accordance to the law of conservation of mass. We have to see that mass on the left side of the equation and on the right side of the equation. On the reactant side and the product side are equal. So in this particular chemical equation, iron and oxygen are the reactants and iron oxide is the product. Okay, so reactants, remember, are always written on the left hand side of the arrow. And the new substance which is formed, that's the product, is always written on the right hand side of the arrow. Now let us balance this. Now you have 3 of oxygen here, here you have 2. You have to make them equal. So even if I write 1 here, it becomes 1 into 2. It doesn't become 3. So let's take the common multiple. 3 2s are 6. 3 2s are 6. Here 2 into 3 will be 6. And iron becomes 2 2s are 4. And here there's only one iron. So to make it 4, you just write 4 here. Okay, so 4 atoms of iron react with 3 molecules of oxygen to form 2 molecules of iron oxide. Okay, now I'll give you another example to understand a very simple one. Now we have the second one, that's magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Now magnesium is an element, it is a metal, it's a solid. So you just write the symbol, short form for an element is a symbol. So you write Mg. Plus oxygen exists as a molecule, so there are 2 atoms together, so O2. Now to write the molecular formula of this compound, you write the symbols, you write the valencies and you cross multiply. So magnesium is Mg, valency of magnesium is 2. You have to look at that table, so you have to know the valencies well. Oxygen or oxide is O, valency is 2. 2 ones are cancels. So after you cross multiply, you get Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Now you have to make sure that the equation is balanced. That means the number of atoms of each element on the left hand side of the equation and on the right hand side of the equation have to be equal. So you have 1 Mg this side. There's no number, so it means 1. Here also you have 1 Mg this side. O, there are 2 here on the left side. And here there's only 1. So to make it 2, you cannot write 2 here. The rule is you write it in front of the compound. But when you write 2 here, magnesium also becomes 2. So to make this magnesium 2, you write 2 here. Okay, so here you are balancing the equation. You're making the number of atoms on the left hand side of the equation and on the right hand side of the equation equal. Okay. Now we come to the third example. Now we come to the next one. The third one. Magnesium chloride plus potassium sulfate. Now we have to write the products and then we have to write the equation for it. Now when you're given a compound like this, always the first part is the metallic part, magnesium, which is positive, and chloride, which is the negative part, the negative ion. Same way, potassium is the positive ion, sulfate is the negative. Now the positive ion of one compound reacts with the negative ion of the second compound. So magnesium with sulfate will give you a compound called magnesium sulfate, and this potassium, which is positive, reacts with the negative of this first compound and it gives you potassium chloride. Sodium chloride and silver nitrate.